Hello, and welcome to the first of a series of videos where I read over one of my old comics and give some commentary. Since this is the first issue, let me give you some background. Hellgate is a comic series I started when I was 15 in 2003 and ran until 2009. And while the story and the art is very old and far below my current ability, the story started here continues in my current series, Heavengate. And I think this may be an easier way for some to experience the original story. As for the video itself, I do some art streams every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday over at twitch.tv/Jaeger_comics. There, viewers can spend their channel points to make me do a comic reading. So stop by sometime if you ever want to see one of these live. This video is made up of footage from one of these streams. So with that, let's get started with the first video. Alright, so a little backstory before we start. So as I just mentioned, I started Hellgate the day I read my first issue of Shonen Jump. The first issue is the shortest. It is done entirely in pencil except for the cover, which was drawn by hand and then scanned and then colored in Microsoft Paint with a computer mouse that had a roller ball in it. It was a dark time. Okay, so this is Battle 1, Jesse's Eyes, the first issue of Hellgate. I'll just do a read through and then I'll come back with the commentary on specific stuff. So, very good, Jesse. I did okay. Jesse, are you okay? I'm fine, but where the hell did you guys learn fighting moves like that? Internet? Thank you so much. What about me? I helped too. We beat him up big time. He won't touch Jessica again. Okay. His eyes are closed. We KO'd them too hard for them to be open. Smirk. Don't. He's a demon. Jesse, hold my glass. Hold these for me. I can't believe that thing grabbed my ass. Are the sound effects helping, guys? His hair went from brown to blonde. So, what took you so long to transform?
I wanted to hear your foolish victory speech before I killed you all.
What the hell is going on? I'll explain later. Now is not the time.
Yarr! Hast dies meine Dirt, wo's mit Squidwatts, meine Quitsfriedwandjant.
I have no idea what the hell you just said, but it's over.
Paused.
It did that last time too? Dude, when that guy was lying on the ground, I could tell he was a demon. So you're telling me you can see demons in human form? Seems that way. What the hell is going on? Internet? Don't pull that crap. Well, it all started. And then next time is Battle 2, Hellgate. See the origins of how the sword was found and the unlocking of the Hellgate. Alright, so in retrospect, that makes little sense. Okay, commentary time. Okay, so this is not the original cover for this issue. The first cover I had designed was just Jesse's eyes, which if you look at Jesse, he just has closed eyes. So that was a very uninteresting cover. It was too literal to the title, and thankfully I moved on and just came with this more generic, this more panned out, here's the fight that's going to happen. So I'm very happy I did that. So this is supposed to be a cold open, right? So it's supposed to be it just throws you into the action without explaining much. It's just we can see that there's some sort of argument between Neil and Jesse and this guy lying on the ground. Jesse appears to have just kicked him right in the face, and we can tell from context later that he apparently groped Jessica's behind. So other thing to note here is that she's called Jessie in this first issue with just the C and the A missing, because that's these are based off real people in my life at the time, and that's what we called her. But I quickly realized that that's way too confusing to have two characters named Jessie with just a letter difference. So thankfully I did not do that. Yeah, I didn't know about scaling properly, and like I definitely would not draw it this way again. It looks like he's giving the demon head. That's not fun. Oh, this is funny. We KO'd him too hard. I did that because I didn't know how to spell knocked out. Yep, then that's some. And also, you may notice a space here between the N and the exclamation point. It's because I didn't know how to spell demon either at the time. I put a D at the end, which in hindsight would have been kind of cool. Like, oh, it's a different thing. It's like demon. It's like this similar, but it's its own specific thing. No, I just literally spelled demon wrong, and I had to go in and erase it in Microsoft Paint. So you can see there's a space there, and if the color balance was quite right with the stream right now, you could also see that it's actual pure white there because the page itself is not pure white, but it is where I erased the letter D on the word demon all over this. And so this might be hard to tell, but basically he's reaching over here to his left side or his right side with his left hand, and his hand disappears, and when it comes back he's pulled out the handle of a sword, and then he can pull the full sword out. And if you look at like what I'm working on now, like that's still a thing. Like his sword still just kind of floats there in this pocket dimension all these years later, although I'm better at portraying it now. But back to that, and then his hair transforms. Everyone loves Hammerspace. Essentially, yes. Before I knew what Hammerspace was, that's essentially what it was. It was canonized, logical, in-universe Hammerspace. And then this here makes no sense, but within a few issues, I put out a translator so you could decode demon language. It's a lot like the Al Bhed language in Final Fantasy X, where it's just a cipher. But I slowly phased it out only because people, most of my readers weren't bothering to use it, and it just meant that there was whole parts of the plot that they weren't getting, so I just stopped using it. There's also a cipher for the demon letters, which I still use here and there. This is a little janky here, this inversion, because in Microsoft Paint you can't freely zoom in and out. You have set zoom angles, so I couldn't, like this right side here was as zoomed out as I could be on this page, so I had to invert that and then move over there and invert that. So, and then fun fact, I completely forgot to shade his shirt in the last panel. That'll haunt me forever. But that is issue 1. You're about to pull a token and create a language. Again, more like a cipher. It's like Al Bhed. And eventually I did actually update it because it was very hard to read because I didn't really match up vowels. So you had words that were all consonants, which were impossible to read. So I ended up changing the cipher a bit so that you at least, for the most part, it would always have vowels in the sentence. And you can actually see the physical or the demon letters here on this cave wall. But yeah, that is Battle 1, Jesse's Eyes. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, make sure you hit the like button, and I'd love to read your comments below. And make sure you're subscribed so you know when the next comic goes up. Also, check the description for a playlist of any readings you may have already missed. And if you'd like to read ahead, all of these comics are free on my website, YagerComics.com. Bye!